I'm Paul Krikorian, President of the City Council, and we're ready to begin. I'd like to ask that the conversations be brought down, and to the people shouting in the audience, you won't be warned again. There will be no disruption to this meeting. Members and staff, please, we need to bring the conversations down or take them outside, please. Thanks very much.
Even supposedly knows a few tricks, how to sit, stay, speak, and even give a paw. Well done, Huskers.
Harriet Elliott from Council.
Good morning. Which items would you like to speak to?
No, none. General public comment.
Okay, so you have 1 minute for general public comment.
Last time I said that 20 of my friends have been killed, and that is absolutely true. I haven't been kvetching and talking about it like a gossipy. I've actually gone to CSUN and say the 2 teachers that I think were killed because they helped me. One woman, Political Science 155, they won't let me investigate. So I need someone to help me investigate if she's still around, okay? The leader of the dissidents about directed energy is named Robert Duncan, but this is another woman. She's very religious, Renee Pittman. If you are religious yourself, maybe you feel comfortable reading her book. You won't believe anything she says, but it's exactly what my life is. And it's strange, okay? Robert Duncan did not believe in implants. He's not helping people with implants. So if the book says implants, it's not him, and someone is impersonating him. They're doing that right now. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good morning. Which items would you like to speak to?
6, 7, and general comment.
Okay, so you have 2 minutes for the items and 1 minute for general public comment. Please begin.
All right, so 6 is putting a Walk of Fame star, Richard Blade, on the Walk of Fame. I mean, I don't really have an objection to Richard Blade. I haven't heard of any issues with him. He's okay. I mean, he's like a radio host, I think, or something like that. That said, I don't know why that's the priority right now. Walk of Fame stars. I mean, it just seems like there's a lot of other things the city could be addressing right now other than Walk of Fame stars. So nothing against the Walk of Fame, and nothing against most of the people you've been honoring recently, but, you know, there are other priorities the city could have right now. 7 is related to crime statistics on Metro. You know, we're hearing all these news reports about how Metro is, you know, completely unsafe, and we're going to die if we ride Metro or something, you know. And that's mostly being used as a way to try to increase the surveillance and police state on Metro, and subject riders to more police surveillance, more, you know, criminalization of just random stuff, and, you know, more harassment of poor people who struggle to pay fares, fares that don't even, you know, make sense, that are basically a scam because Metro spends more money on fare enforcement than they get in fare revenue. So, you know, it's not to say that things are perfect on Metro, but, you know, we don't want more cops, we don't want more surveillance. I'm a daily Metro rider, so, you know, yeah. All right, let's move on to general public comment.
So you have 1 minute.
Paul, why are you putting the known racist back on committees? Why is Kevin being put back on committees? And why is Curran being put back on committees? I thought you were going to examine further suspending Curran Price. You said that at the committee, like, what, a year ago? When are we going to have another more further discussion on suspending Curran Price? Because Curran Price should not be voting while he's under federal investigation for corruption. And he certainly shouldn't be on committees. And Kevin, I can't believe I'm saying that Mitchell Farrell did the right thing for once in his life. You know, he at least recognized that Kevin needs to be off committees. That's a way to hold him accountable. You're giving him this power back. Committees he's completely unqualified to even be on. And, you know, there's all kinds of issues. So he needs to go. You need to go. Thank you, Ulysses, for being the only one.
Speaker, your time has expired.
Next speaker, please.
The Metro, I have a granddaughter who goes to UCLA, and once in a while she has to use that kind of transportation. And I fear for her. She's 19 years old, and she's not really aware of what's going on around her. And so I can't imagine what it's like riding that bus or riding that train and being in fear all the time. It's something that truly the city, the county, and has to really take a look at and make our transportation much safer. Let me move on to general public comments, sir. May I?
So you have 1 minute. Go ahead.
Thank you. Mr. McCoster, I want to thank you for bringing banning. This is why I come here. When you see young kids like this who really didn't have a chance many years ago are flourishing and doing, and I was wondering who the center was. There was nobody really tall. But again, thank you for making our day. Ms. Hernandez, I have dubbed you the Lady of Rehabilitation. You had what was it called? Inner City Struggles here the other day. You had the foster youth program with the mayor. In the past, you've also brought other groups who are changing the lives of youth. So I christen you the Lady of Rehabilitation, because I want to make sure that when you leave here, you leave with your honor, your dignity, and you can stand up and say, you know what, I did it my way, because you're doing it your way. I hope and pray you are not corrupted, because corruption is something so possible here. Thank you, madam.
Thank you. Next speaker, please.
Okay, today I'm speaking on all items. My name is Alejandra Aguilar Perez, and I'm here on behalf of all fast food workers. I'm trying to get a law out here to support us, to get a safety law for perfect training management, as well as...
Speaker, this isn't on the agenda, but you can speak to it during general if you'd like. Are there any agenda items you'd like to speak to?
Okay, I would like to speak on more safety methods as well as
So you
training
have
for
1 minute
our
for general public
workers
comment.
to keep us safe at work. In everyday life situations, we live situations will could put us in life a risk or dead, or practically could get us killed. That's why I'm trying to reach out to all of you guys, please. As well as schedules, our hours been dropped every single day. We've been losing hours because of the time that they decided to change our hours and getting paid $20, that the bosses that are up there do not realize that you guys are hurting us in so many types, shapes, or forms. Single mothers, as well as every single worker, is getting hurt because you guys have forgotten how you guys got up there by workers like us that are being mistreated, abused, and are basically risking their lives to support you guys. I got chased by a customer at the store. I knew how to react, but I reacted with my first instance. My first instance was protecting all my workers, and I
Thank
told
you.
to go to the back.
Speaker, your
Thank
time
you
has
very
expired.
much. Next speaker, please.
Buenos días, mi nombre es Angélica Hernández y pues soy trabajadora de comida rápida y estoy aquí para pedirles que pasen una ley.
If you could just pause for 1 minute.
Good morning, my name is Angelica Hernandez and I'm a worker of fast food, and I'm here to ask you to request to pass a law
Para tener más protección en nuestro trabajo, porque yo no sabía mis derechos hasta que yo me metí a esta lucha.
to have more protections at our works, because I didn't know what my rights were until enter into this struggle.
Y de verdad que es bien importante saber nuestros derechos, porque yo he sido víctima de robo de salario, de acoso sexual, y no nada más yo, somos 50,000 trabajadores aquí en Los Ángeles.
So it is important to know our rights, because I've been a victim of sexual harassment and abuse, and we are like being victims here in the city of Los Angeles.
Y por eso estamos aquí de pie en este día tan importante para nosotros, que es el Día de las Madres, para pedirles que pasen esta ley para tener más protección y más derechos en nuestro trabajo y saber los derechos que debemos de tener, que nuestras compañías no nos los dicen.
So we are here standing up today on this important day, which is Mother's Day. So to request that please pass these laws to get more protections, to more rights, and also to know what our rights, because our companies are not telling us what our rights.
Y pues espero que estén a favor de nosotros y nos apoyen en esta ley que estamos pidiéndoles. Muchas gracias.
So I hope that you are in our favor and that you support us to pass this law that we are requesting for.
Thank you.
This morning, I would like to speak on behalf of the Fair Work Ordinance. which is advanced scheduling, and also personal time off, spend time with family, take care of personal business, mandatory know your rights training. What are the rights as a fast food workers? What is the protection that we can receive within our job to ensure that we are working in a safe environment? So these are some of the things that we would like for you to consider to pass. It's very important. We're very hard workers. We deserve it, and we would like for you to take this into consideration. And thank you for your time.
Thank you very much.
Continúe.
He sido víctima de robo de salario. Detrás de las compañías de comida rápida existen muchos abusos.
I've been a victim of being stolen of my salary. There's a lot of abuses that are happening in these companies.
He sido víctima de recorte de horas. A la semana solo tengo 10 horas. A la semana estoy hablando que al mes tengo 30 horas de trabajo, con lo cual no puedo sobrevivir con 30 horas de trabajo al mes.
And also I've been a victim of being cut off my hours of work. So now at this moment I have only 10 hours per week. That means 30 hours per month. I cannot survive with only 30 hours of work per month.
En Pizza Hut, en donde trabajo, me han negado mis permisos por enfermedad. Aún así, presentándoles constancias médicas, me han negado mis permisos por enfermedad.
And at Pizza Hut, that's the place where I work, I've been denied my permits for sick days, and even though I did show the proof from the doctors, they still deny it and they don't let me take off these days.
Tomaron represalias en mi contra a la hora de yo unirme al sindicato de trabajadores de comida rápida.
And they were retaliating against me at the moment that I decided to join the union of the fast food workers.
Es por eso que les suplicamos que pasen esta ordenanza
That's why we beg you to please pass this ordinance
y obligar a estas compañías multimillonarias a que nos den entrenamiento sobre nuestros derechos.
and to force these companies, that are multi-millionaire companies, to give us training regarding our rights,
Para que dejen de haber abusos de esta índole.
so they can so we stop having these kind of abuses.
Gracias.
Thank you.
Soy trabajadora de la comida rápida.
And I am a worker on the fast food industry.
Estoy aquí para que me gustaría que Los Ángeles fuera histórico en pasar una nueva ley
I would like Los Angeles to make history in passing this new law,
para que todos los trabajadores sepan de sus derechos, porque
Sí.
hay muchos que no saben sus derechos.
so all the workers know about their rights, because many of us, we do not know our rights.
Y los demás estados también pudieran hacer lo mismo.
And it would be good if the other states could do the same thing.
Y por eso les estoy pidiendo que si nos ayudan a pasar esta ley,
That's why
para
I'm
que todo trabajador sepa de sus derechos.
So that's why I'm requesting, please help us pass this law so all the workers know about their rights.
Y así tengan entrenamientos en sus trabajos,
So we can all have training in our works and our jobs.
Si yo no haya conocido por la unión, yo no supiera de mis derechos.
If I
Por
wouldn't-
eso les pido
If I wouldn't have joined the union, I would know nothing about my rights. So that's why I'm begging you
que haya una ley para que sepan sus derechos.
that we may have a law so we can all know our rights.
Gracias, que pasen un lindo día.
Thank you and have a great day.
Thank you. Next speaker, please.
Buenos días, mi nombre es Julie Monroy y soy una trabajadora de comida rápida.
Good morning, my name is Julie Monroe and I'm a worker of fast
One
food. Tiene un minuto, señora.
Gracias. Estoy el día de hoy aquí para pedirles que por favor nos apoyen y sean un poco empáticos en nuestra lucha.
I am here today to ask you to please support us and to have empathy for our struggle.
Necesitamos que nos ayuden a apoyar la ordenanza que tenemos en mano en el momento.
We
por-
need you to support the ordinance that is at our hands at this moment,
porque estamos siendo víctimas de muchos problemas en el trabajo.
because
No,
we are victims of so many problems at our job.
no solamente yo, sino todos los compañeros Somos más de 50,000 trabajadores en la comida rápida.
It's not just me, it is all my companions too. We're more than 50,000 in the industry of fast food.
Estamos sufriendo robos de salario, acoso sexual, somos víctimas de asaltos a mano armada.
So we are suffering of all kind of things like sexual abuse, and they're stealing our salaries, and we're victims of assault with like weapons.
So, yo nomás les pido por favor que nos den un minuto de empatía para nosotros y nos ayuden a pasar esta ordenanza.
So that's all I'm asking, for 1 minute of your empathy so we can pass this ordinance.
Es todo lo que les puedo pedir y que nos ayuden, por favor. Muchas gracias y
That's
que
all
tengan
I-
feliz fin de semana.
That's all I can ask. Thank you so much, and may
Thank you
you have
very
a good
much.
weekend.
Thank you.
Muchas gracias.
All items, please, Mr. Attorney.
So you have
Number
3 minutes
6.
for the items.
Number 7. Metro, Los Angeles County Metropolitan Transportation Authority buses safety train platform, especially crime statistics. I want to ask the council member Rodriguez. Well, obviously, no surprise here, she's not here. How many violence, how many breaking news do you have to see? How many drivers has to get stabbed in order for you to know it's dangerous? How many passenger, how many Latina lady has to be killed in order for you to understand it's very dangerous? How many homeless men, how many drug overdose, how many violent assault, sexual assault on the breaking news? In order for you to understand, we need more cops, we need more law enforcement, not the ambassadors. You're talking about ambassadors? I saw they are smoking cigarettes on the platform. I see they are watching TikTok on the platform. I saw they are eating Oreo cookies on the platform. I have no idea what kind of job they are doing to promote
Speaker,
public
you've
safety.
exhausted your 1 minute on item 7. I'm also going to ask you to please not yell into the microphone as it goes right into the ears of our interpreters.
Okay, so continue to the general public comment.
Okay, so
General
you have 1
public
minute for
comment,
general public
Ms.
comment.
Hernandez. I would like to request you, because after apologizing you for several times, my apology continuously to be denied. That is okay, but I would like to know, can I request the right to live in your district, to take the metro, bus, train with safely, and then coming back to home with one piece? How many times we have to be assaulted? How many times we have to be attacked? How many times we have to call LAPD, but 10 minutes, 20 minutes, nobody responds? How many times that we have to request LAPD to do something, and then there's not enough officer to cover the train? Ms. Hernandez, I'm not a Latina enough to get your attention. I'm not a black enough to get your attention. I'm not a white enough to get a response. I'm only trying to apologize to you for what I said, at the same time requesting to leave with safety in your community on the Metro bus. Thank you. I will continue to apologize.
Your time is concluded, and please stop yelling into the microphone. As you've been warned, that hurts the translator. That could actually injure the translator.
Buenos días, mi nombre es Lisette Aguilar.
Good morning, my name is Lisette Aguilar,
Soy trabajadora de McDonald's
and I am a worker of McDonald's
por más de 20 años.
for more than 20 years.
Y hoy estoy aquí juntamente con todos mis compañeros de la comida rápida
And I am here together with all my companions from the fast food industry
para pedirles que pasen una ordenanza
to ask you to request to pass an ordinance
que nos apoyen a todos los trabajadores de la comida rápida
to support all the workers of fast food,
a tener entrenamientos,
that we may have training,
también para tener lugares seguros
also to have
de
safety,
trabajo,
like safety in the environment at work.
ya que muchos de nosotros hemos pasado por muchas violencias en el trabajo.
Since many of us, we went through so much violence in our work.
Les pedimos también en esta ordenanza que podamos tener nosotros horarios flexibles,
We are also requesting that we may have flexible schedule,
ya que las futuras generaciones,
because the future generations,
como mi hijo
like my son,
y como los hijos de muchos compañeros de
as,
trabajo,
as well as the sons and daughters of many of my co-workers,
necesitan estar seguros.
they need to be safe.
Por eso hoy en esta mañana yo les pido
So today, in this morning, I request you,
que se toquen el corazón
please touch your heart,
y se pongan en nuestro lugar
put yourself in our feet, in our shoes,
y aprueben una ordenanza.
and approve this ordinance.
Yo he sido víctima
I've been a victim
de robo de salario,
of salary theft,
de discriminación.
discrimination.
Por eso es muy importante para mí que aprueben esta ordenanza.
That is why personally it's very important for me that this
entrenamientos.
ordinance is approved, so we can be trained,
Para que todos conozcamos nuestros derechos.
so we can all be acquainted with what are our rights.
Muchas gracias.
Thank you so much.
Gracias.
Gracias. Gracias. Next speaker, please.
Good morning. So you have 3 minutes for the
Yes,
items and
yes.
1 minute for general public comment.
Thank
Please
you.
begin with the items.
Thank you, Mr. Pumpkinhead. So number 6, Richard Blade. Who the fuck is that? Richard Blade? Only Bob is old enough to know who he is. Who is he? Oh, he used to be a DJ on K-Rock. KROQ. Oh, actually, John Lee might remember that when he was trying to be white as a kid. Remember that? You want to go on and go K-Rock. You want to go 102.7 Kiss FM and 106.9 K-Rock. See, they tried to be, Richard Blade tried to be like Rick Dees. But you see, he wasn't talented enough to be like him, so he had to be the Australian fake version of the great Rick Dees. He doesn't deserve a star on the Hall of Fame. Well, they'll shit on it. Oh, that's different. As long as his star gets crapped on by homeless criminals every day, I will support number 6. A friendly amendment. Then number 7, we have the ambassador program. How come Bob Bourbonbleld and that racist Tracy Park will not amend the instructions to get the demographic breakdown of the perpetrators of the crimes? What are the demographics of the perpetrators of the crimes? What's wrong, Moni Cow? You don't want to tell the people that it's 88% black that are the perpetrators of the crime? No, you want to break it down to the victims only. How about you, Pat McOsker, known as Tim? Isn't that why you just got removed from the Public Safety Committee? Because you're such a worthless fuck? Yes, I think it's time we do an amendment. We want to know the victims, but we want to know the demographics of the perpetrators of the crime, too. So when we see those type of people, we know to run the other way. And then we have number 1, CD10. Heather Hutt, the disgraced unelected councilwoman, wants to give away a dedication of real property as a public street off Washington Boulevard. Well, that's a total shithole. Washington Boulevard is filled with RVs and drug dealers and prostitutes. Well, that actually sounds cool. Yes, but then when you go there and you buy crack, they always give you a bad supply. They never test their drugs. So on number 1, I'd like to make a friendly amendment when you go off of Washington Boulevard to start giving certifications that the crack that you're receiving is up to lab standards. And that way we'll reduce the fentanyl needs. And again, if you want fentanyl, all you have to do is go down to Vermont and Washington Boulevard, ask for Jose, and he'll give you all the free fentanyl he wants, or so I heard. And now the general comment. Did you see what happened to Unisys? Unisys got fucked over by your petty pink-skinned president. She was removed from the Energy Committee and replaced by Kevin De Leon. Did you know that, Bob? Did you know how they fucked over Unisys Hernandez? Did you know that? And how about Moni Cow, that miserable Moni Cow, letting Curran Price, the indicted council member, be put on the Public Safety Committee, replacing Pat, known as Tim McOsker. And that buckethead won't even say a goddamn fucking word about it, will you? You see, so Goat Puppet's not the troublemaker. Goat Puppet's not the racist. You are the racist. You are the troublemakers. So I'll have more to say about it next week, but remember, there's one thing you should do. Fuck the city council and fuck all their mothers. Thank you.
Okay, next speaker, please.
Buenos días, mi nombre es Lourdes Flores.
Good morning, my name is Lourdes Flores,
y trabajo acá en un Taco Bell de Los Ángeles.
and I work right here at the Taco Bell in Los Angeles.
Y vengo aquí para pedirles ayuda para una ley que proteja a los trabajadores,
And I'm here to ask you for help for a law that may protect the workers.
ya que en mi tienda hay muchos incidentes de violencia.
And in my store, there are many incidents of violence.
En una ocasión yo salía del walking y oí gritos.
On one occasion, I was coming out of the bathroom, I think said, and I've heard some yelling.
Y miré que tenían a mi compañera acorralada con algo en la mano, no alcancé a ver.
And I saw that my coworker, she was at a corner with something on the hand, and I couldn't really see what it was.
Me quedé congelada, no supe qué hacer.
I froze and I didn't know what to do.
Me sentí en peligro.
I felt in danger.
Y ya después ya reaccioné, pero ya no miré nada. Eso ya que es lo que pido, que es una ley que nos ayude.
And then finally I reacted, but basically I'm asking for a law that may help us.
No sabía de mis derechos hasta que conocí la unión.
Because I didn't know anything about my rights until I came in contact with the union.
Y también que nos ayuden a pasar que obliguen a las compañías a tener entrenamiento para los empleados.
Also, we want the companies to be forced to have a training for the employees.
Y mejores horarios para trabajar uno.
And also we need better working schedules.
Y llegar a salvo a casa.
And that we may come back home safe.
Buenos días, mi nombre es Laura Pozos.
Good
Soy
morning.
trabajadora de comida rápida
Good
aquí
morning.
en Los Ángeles.
Good morning, my name is Laura Pozos and I am a fast food worker here in Los Angeles. ¿Tiene un minuto, señora?
Sí. Hace unos 4 meses en el trabajo me llaman porque atropellaron a mi hija y tuve que salir de emergencia. Mi
4
hija-
months ago, I got a call on my work. My daughter got in an accident, so I had to get out like in a rush, an emergency.
Estuve pocos días cuidando de ella porque en el trabajo no me pagaron esos días para cuidar de ella.
I had to stay only a few days taking care of her because at my job, they didn't pay for those days that I had to take care of my daughter.
Si yo tuviera tiempo libre pagado, eso hubiera hecho la diferencia para quedarme más días con ella al cuidado.
If I would have some paid days off, then that would have made such a difference. I could have stayed with her, looking after her and caring for her.
Me gustaría que nos apoyen con esa ordenanza para tiempo libre pagado.
So we want to be supported. We would like you to support us in that ordinance so we can have some free time, like paid days.
Eso hubiera hecho la diferencia para estar más tiempo con mi hija y saber acerca sobre de mis derechos. Muchas gracias.
And that would have made such a difference to take care of my daughter and also to know about my rights. Thank you.
Yeah, the item I want to speak to is about the new law ordinance for the fast food workers.
So you have 1 minute for general public comment.
Okay, and my name is Sergio Valderrama. I worked for McDonald's for the last 13 years. And basically what we're trying to do is we want you guys to help us pass a new law that can also help us with predictable scheduling. Myself, I've been working, like I said, 13 years for McDonald's. Basically, before the new winning that we had in the new increase on the minimum wage for $20, I used to work more than 30 hours a week, which it went down to 14 hours a week. And sometimes, ridiculously, they just cut me off earlier. From those times, they already had me set up for schedule, saying that the labor is always high or there's too many people working. And basically, all we want from you guys is just to have some empathy for the fast food workers, that we're trying to support our families. Is no longer a student's job. Like students don't even get in the kitchen when we have to do everything else around. And we just want you guys to support us for a fast food field work ordinance. That's all we need from you guys. Thank you.
Thank you. Go ahead.
For your reference and for everybody else who is here, we do need people to sign up in order to speak. So there are 2 kiosks in the back and there is one on the outside. Mr. Spindler,
Mr.
please do
Spindler,
not
be
interrupt me
quiet.
while I'm trying to speak to the public. This is your first and only formal warning. Good morning. If you could please remind us of the name that you signed up under and the items you'd like to speak to.
Sam Sulik, and I'd like to speak on all items as well as general
Okay,
public
whatever that
comment.
is that you have in the bottle, please put it down. Put it down.
All right.
We have 3 minutes for the items. That's item 1 and 2, and item 6 and 7, and 1 minute for general public comment. Please begin with the items.
So as I was taking my morning ride to the gym, you know, looking out the window, examining the individuals on the street.
So this is general public comment?
I couldn't help but ponder, is it time to end my bulk?
Speaker, this is not
Yeah.
on the agenda, so this is your only warning. Please stick to the agenda items first. That's items 1 and 2, and 6 and 7, or I'm going to move you to general public comment where you can speak to anything in this body's subject matter jurisdiction.
My apologies. Just gonna fix myself a little snackaroo.
No, you will not be doing that. You're disrupting the meeting. Sergeants, he's
Sorry,
disrupting
I'm-
the meeting. He's ordered excluded pursuant to Rule 12.
Sorry.
Have a good day, sir. Sorry, you're out. Okay, sorry, you're out. You're disrupting the meeting and you're ordered excluded pursuant to Rule 12. Okay. Do we have any other speakers who've signed up? Okay. Sir, please make way so that our actual speakers can come up and speak. You're ordered excluded from the meeting. Please leave quietly and immediately. Next speaker, please.
Please begin with the
This
item.
item comes weeks after this council introduced Council File 24-0489 and the Public Works Committee waived consideration of that file yesterday on May 9th. If this council looked at the report from the Bureau of Engineering attached to the Richard Blade Council file, you'd see that the last paragraph as written is asking you to approve an allegedly illegal act because it states, quote, following the council's action of approval and upon proper application and payment of the required fee, an installation permit can be secured. But that's not what the municipal code states. LAMC 28.04B states, quote, nothing in this section contained shall apply to the installation of terrazzo sidewalks or sidewalks of similar construction, sidewalks permanently colored by an admixture in the material of which the same are constructed, and for which the Board of Public Works has granted a written permit. LAMC 28.04D states, quote, nothing in this section shall apply to the installation of a metal plaque or plate or individual letters or figures in a sidewalk commemorating an historical, cultural, or artistic event, location, or personality for which the Board of Public Works, with the approval of the City Council, has granted a written
General
permit.
public comment?
And LAMC 62.105, under the title, quote, street sidewalks under improvements, permits required, says that, quote, no person shall lay, construct, reconstruct, or repair in any street or in, over, or through any property or right-of-way owned by or under the control of the city any curb, sidewalk, gutter, driveway, approach, or perform any grading or filling without first obtaining written permit therefore from the Board of Public Works. The star honoring Donald Trump on Los Angeles' sidewalk, and I can't believe this sentence that I'm saying is still a reality today, was never approved by the Board of Public Works because I received the electronic documents for those minutes and agenda items yesterday and today. So you can ask the city attorney here and now, if you'd like, whether or not you should take this vote on this agenda item, because to me it seems like you'd be furthering an additional illegal act. So I don't know what the heck is going on, but someone should get back to me because no one in the city has responded to me on this. Thanks.
Good morning. I'm sorry. One moment.
Speaker, hold on. Your time has not started.
Mr. Spindler, I have continued to hear your voice disrupting this meeting. Please be silent or you'll be removed pursuant to Rule 12. Don't interrupt other people as they're trying to participate in this meeting. Okay, I apologize, Speaker. Go right ahead.
Which items would you like to
Formally
speak to?
protecting any Brown Act violations, and will speak on items 1 and 7.
Okay, so you have 2
in
minutes
my
for the
opinion, I
items.
demand a no vote on item number 1, categorical exemption communication. If indicted criminal Kern Price, elected Heather Hutt, unelected Heather Hutt, and criminally insane Sleazy Marquise Dawson are allowed to vote because they do not represent the public. In my opinion, I also demand a no vote for item number 7, consideration of the motion relative to crime statistics. If indicted criminal Kern Price or unelected Heather Hutt and criminally insane Sleazy Marquise Dawson are allowed to vote because they do not represent the public. Metro is an unsafe situation, especially with a lot of people using it as their homes. So it's a real important issue. I still believe that the police department should not be the main ones they use to keep people off of the metro system that are using it besides catching it to go to and from. We have a lot of things happening, and it's not just the Black community, it is all people. In any case, that's for item 7. My general public comment. Subhuman, lowlife, Nuri Martinez said, if you're indicted, you will be suspended from this council. Petty pink-faced corrupt Armenian dictator Paul Krikorian is even lower than Martinez because he has indicted, out on bail, embezzling criminal, current price, voting daily on corrupt, sleazy council. Public, this is the Black representation we have with 20% of the sleazy council. Important information is that Black women are only 4.3% of the population, but 22% of rape, 36% of assault, 33% of homicide, and 33% of all female violence. Nearly 50% of the homeless, 50% of the incarcerated, nearly 50% of the unemployed. This sounds like racism, doesn't it? The Black community has zero representation from these incompetent, corrupt, sellout, self-serving, indicted Black Uncle Tom members of this corrupt city council, who should resign.
Speaker, your
Thank
time
you
has
very
expired.
Next caller, please.
Hello.
Good morning. Which items would you like to speak to?
Item 7 in general public comment.
Okay, so you have 1 minute for the item and 1 minute for general public comment. Please begin.
Yeah, item 7. Too many assholes are running Metro. Look at Metro now. It's not safe to ride Metro anymore. They got raped. The crazies they own it. The crazies own the damn Metro. The fucking homeless own Metro, and I hope Candido is not there. General public comment.
Go ahead, Sean.
Sidewalks need to be repaved. The streets need to be fixed up. The homeless need housing. Somebody wanted me to bring that up yesterday. We need our streets clean and our homeless housed. That's it. That's why I'm not coming downtown no more. Too many fucking crazies on the Metro.
Okay, next caller.
And just a heads up, when I go to general, you don't need to tell me I got 60 seconds. No reason to talk over. I
okay.
Want to flag that. Walk of Fame, just think it's amazing how Andrew Rudick has just been all over your asses. And like, we can't even follow the law to put a freaking star in the sidewalk. Just amazing to see the ongoing weaseliness. A small little cute thing, but God, just shows a lot about this city. All kinds of buck passing, and ultimately you just can't even follow your own law. Number 7 on Metro crime. I just want to give a shout out to the ambassadors. There might be some haters here, but what is the alternative? Somebody getting paid twice as much more to wear a badge and a gun, huddle up in a pack of 4 to 6 of them on their phones playing Candy Crush. That's what the cops do on there. Whereas anytime I see Metro ambassadors, they are present, proactive, moving around, letting people know there's a train coming up, giving people directions. Like that you all this talk about tourism in the Olympics, you actually have people there giving people some sort of direction. Cops ain't helping them. Anytime I'm going to downtown LA on Metro at night, I would say 2/3 of the time, there is a Metro ambassador at every single stop. You just don't see that with your little boys in blue. So let's just keep that all into perspective, as well as where I actually feel unsafe, and that is walking my dog outside on the street, because Unisys needs to get a stop sign in over there on Benner and Avenue 60. We need some additional crosswalks there. We need better lighting, even down the street there. That's where I feel unsafe. Not on Metro. I feel really damn safe on Metro compared to the street, walking out there with a bunch of cars barreling around. Now for general public comment, want to talk about the hot topic, Paul Krikorian shamelessly throwing Kevin and Curran back onto committee. I hope you all realize how disposable you are to Paul once you were off this horseshoe. He said, fuck Mike Bonin and fuck his kid. We knew he didn't really care about all of the demographics, the Jewish people, Armenian people, Latino people, indigenous people, black people, all insulted by Kevin. But you would figure that he cared about you guys. He's about the institution. There's this quote from Tammany Hall about there's too much honest graft in this town to be engaged in bribery. And I don't know what's going on with this committee thing. But Paul, he might not be a full Weezer, but he's willing to straddle the line and engage in that honest graft. He'll never admit to it. I have zero inside info. The only theory that makes sense isn't so much about Kevin and Curran as it is a dream. And he is concerned about the
Next
special
caller,
interest
please.
Hi, can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Which items would you like to speak to?
All available items and general public comment, please.
Okay, so you have 3 minutes for the items and 1 minute for general public comment. Please begin with the items.
All right, thank you for always being professional, city attorney. We got some CEQA exemptions because the city doesn't actually give a fuck about the environment. I don't know how they know the people that they're giving the exemptions to, but I'm sure somebody's shaking someone's hand behind the scenes, and now they don't have to pay some fee that if it was one of us in our business, we'd have to pay every fucking fee out the ass. Item number 6, Richard Blade's name on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. I think this dude is the one that came last year or so that they honored. If not, then this city has a hard-on for these British radio show hosts from like 40 years ago. Old and young, no one I know knows who this person is, but I'm sure he's important to somebody. We don't need any more stars in the Walk of Fame. It's covered with homeless people and fucking piss and shit everywhere. So unless one of these people is going to help us clean up the Walk of Fame, we don't need to be putting their names on the Walk of Fame. And as far as the Walk of Fame goes, Richard Blade, I mean, what has he actually done for the city other than just been on the radio? I don't know, unless he started some kind of crazy program and helped out a bunch of kids I don't know about. Like, he don't need to be honored. All he did was make himself money and make himself famous. Well, allegedly famous, because no one I know knows who he is. Item number 7, Monica Rodriguez is full of shit. I don't know where she fits it all. I mean, I think we know where she fits it all. Padilla, I mean, she used Futurama as an example of a fucking nice society to aspire to, form. So maybe she's not the authority on like what's safe and what we should be looking to plan for our future. All they do is fucking pour money into bullshit programs. That's why the state is investigating them. I'm sure the feds are investigating us too. We don't even have any. We didn't get the report back on 4118. So why are you going to ask for another report?
Let's go ahead and go to general public comment.
Safety? Okay, general public comment. President Paul Krikorian is a corrupt fucking genocide supporting piece of shit. He supports Israel, which supported Azerbaijan in attacking Armenia and gave them the weapons to do so. He supports Israel and killing the Palestinians. Fuck Paul Krikorian. But not just for those reasons. Fuck Paul Krikorian for using his platform to essentially prop up his replacement, Adrian Nazarian. That's just corruption on some Gotham City level shit. Public, we gotta stop fighting amongst each other. We gotta come together to get these people out of their fucking seats, but also to take back the city. Shout out to the people that have been protesting. Fuck the people that have been attacking the protesters physically and verbally. We need to occupy City Hall next. We can't stop. They're scared. That's why they keep blocking our public comment. So we need to show up, give more public comment, and show up to these people's homes, They don't pay attention here. I bet they'll be at home at some point.
Item number 7 is pretty simple and self-explanatory. It's a request to have LAPD and the Metro, those involved in the security of Metro, to come and report to Public Safety Committee. And this is born out of, for me, just an immense amount of frustration about the safety concerns that continue to go unresolved and unaddressed with Metro. Today is El Día de los Madres. Mirna Sosa Arauz is not here to enjoy that day because sadly, this system failed her. She was doing what so many Angelenos have to do, take public transit because they have no other alternative means of getting to their work. After a long day of work, she took that metro ride home only to be assaulted, stabbed, and died as a result of the assault. This is a system that serves some of the poorest, hardest working class this city serves. And yet, what seems to just constantly amaze me is that we live in a city that can literally move mountains to build safer crossings for wild animals than what we can do to deliver for the people who desperately need to get to their jobs safely without being assaulted. There has to be a greater sense of urgency, and while we don't have the direct ability to hold Metro accountable through the policies that they're adopting at the board, we know we have representation there. We need to ensure that we call them back to report to our Public Safety Committee to insert ourselves for the purposes of protecting our constituencies. We can no longer sit and wait for the sense of urgency to arrive at that board and for changes to be made. It's not going to protect riders and operators with plexiglass. We have to have a comprehensive response, and we know that law enforcement will never be the sole source of resolving these issues. But we need to make sure that there's a comprehensive plan and that all hands are on deck to address this conversation, because too many women, family, innocent victims that ride this metro system that have no other alternative, they need to be protected. And so with that, colleagues, I ask you for your aye vote.
Councilmember Park.
Thank you, Council President, and thank you, Councilwoman Rodriguez. I just want to join you in expressing my frustration about the public safety crisis on public transit. The crime plaguing our metro system really just continues to disregard the fundamental obligation of government to keep people safe. We knew last March that violent crime on Metro was up 24%. We knew that complaints about drug use on transit was up almost 100%. And we knew then that riders on Metro were asking for more law enforcement. But the headlines have only gotten worse since. And every day, thousands of Angelenos with few or no other options are stuck riding Metro in fear. There was a Steve Lopez article in the LA Times just in the last day or two that addresses seniors using Metro. And he talked to one retired 75-year-old man who said that he was prepared to defend himself with a walker. Defend himself with a walker. Let the absurdity of that sink in for a moment. And what happens every day on Metro wouldn't be accepted anywhere else. We don't let smoking or open drug use happen in restaurants or public buildings. We don't put up with tagging or vandalism. It is actually a crime to steal or evade payment. And violence against workers and customers isn't okay in any setting. But yet on Metro, it seems like anything goes. And so while this council does not have oversight over Metro operations, thousands of our constituents use it every day, and they're worried, and we need answers. So thank you again, Councilwoman Rodriguez, for bringing this motion, and I look forward to having Metro and LAPD at Public Safety. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilmember Lee.
Thank you, Councilwoman Monica Rodriguez, for bringing this forward to us. I can't agree with what both of you have said. It's not only about people who have no choice. For years, we have been pushing people. The reason why we built the system is so people wouldn't have to rely on their cars, that people could take public transportation. This was something that we were trying to build for the city to make it more convenient for people. I tell you, the people in my district who used to take the Orange Line to get to Universal Studios or to get the Red Line somewhere, they will not take it anymore. We've argued over and over and over again. If we want people to take more public transportation, we have to make it safe, reliable, and clean. Those three things, those are things that we can accomplish on our metro station, at our metro station. We have big events coming into the city of Los Angeles. We have to prepare for those events. We can't have people hearing stories and coming in and already afraid to use our public transportation system. So thank you so much. This keeps happening over and over and over again. People are riding in fear or just not riding at all. And I welcome the conversation to have them here so we can discuss how we move forward to make sure that our system does accomplish those three goals. So thank you.
Thank you. There's no other speakers on the queue, so on this item, let's open the roll, close the roll, and tabulate the votes.
10 ayes. And for the record, this item is adopted as amended by motion Rodriguez Park.
Very good.
Thank you, Council President. Just to echo the sentiments of my colleague, Councilwoman Rodriguez, today is Dia de las Madres. It's Dia de las Madres, Mother's Day for mothers de Guatemala, from Mexico, El Salvador, and Latin America. And I wouldn't be here without my mom. My mom's from Mexico, an immigrant from Mexico, and I'm just grateful for her and grateful for all the moms that throw down for us every day. Thank you.
Thank you.